When is the right time to have your pet spayed or neutered?
Joining us today is Dr. Stephen Haymore with Alpine Animal Hospital. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
That's one.
It's not the morning.
That's one.
There we go. It is the afternoon.
We're keeping a running count this week, so okay, we got one.
Thank you for having me.
This afternoon.
Well, I know this is probably the most common question people ask is when they should have their dog or cat spayed or neutered. What advice would you give to them?
It's a very good question, and if you ask 10 different vets, you may get 10 different answers. But for the most part, all of us veterinarians at the Alpine Animal Hospital believe in early spay and neutering. And we actually like to do it about the same time when they're due for their first rabies vaccine, and that's about at 4 months old.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
so
4 months
that young.
old.
Is it? Are there any complications later on down the road if you have it done that early, or is it just pretty mundane?
It's pretty much, it actually eliminates a lot of problems if you get them done earlier. It's easier on them for one thing. They bounce back, as we were just talking about. Your puppy bounced back pretty quickly. But the main thing, if a female dog goes into heat several times, they have a higher risk of mammary tumors, things like that. Males, can get prostatic diseases, things like that down the road. So we definitely recommend, and for population reasons, obviously.
Now, it sounds like the procedure's a little bit different than it used to be, because you both were talking about how it's now done, the stitches are inside or under the skin. So can you explain that a little bit? I never heard of that. Well, I haven't had a dog neutered or spayed in a long time.
Yeah, typically what we do is when we spay and neuter, that procedure is pretty well the same, but when we stitch them up, so we stitch them up with dissolvable stitches, sutures, and they're all under the skin. They tend to leave it alone a lot better. You don't have to bring them in for a stitch removal. There's one less thing irritating them. So yeah, I think it closes up pretty nicely that way.
And the tools and equipment have gotten smaller and smaller so that it is less invasive as it used to be.
Right. Right, yeah, it's we do a lot of them, and that's why I think we get better and quicker, and the instruments and the suture materials better and everything like that, definitely.
And I've heard from some people who their excuse of not getting their animals spayed or neutered is the expense of it. What would you help someone, some tips to how they can get it done?
It's a great question. In fact, we are offering a couple of different packages. Anyone can come in and get their dog spayed. If they don't want any vaccines or anything like that, they can get their dog spayed or neutered. And there's a set price for that. If somebody comes in with a puppy and wants to get shots and vaccine, the vaccines, microchips, spay and neuter, we have a package for that. We have a reduced puppy package that's actually similar to what you can go up to the Humane Society and do, where you can come in and get a couple of vaccines and get your dog spayed or neutered. And so it just kind of depends on how old they are and how they qualify, but we have puppy packages, and obviously anyone can come in and get a spay or neuter as well.
Fantastic. So if people would like to make an appointment, maybe ask some questions, can they give you a call at the clinic? Absolutely.
Call us at Alpine Animal Hospital, and if they have any questions.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for coming on. And coming up, why would people put snails on their face? And we'll have your answers to the question of the day.